Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrap here again with Cholera, continuing on with the set between Lecaf, Oz, or OZ, and KTF Magic Ends, and we're going to see an interesting matchup here. This is Luxury versus Backho, and you see the two players right here. Luxury on the left, yawning. Don't do that, man. I'm already tired enough already. You're going to make me start yawning. Backho looking pretty somnambulant himself on the right side of your screen. Yeah, this should be an interesting matchup. I'm definitely favoring Luxury in this. It's coming off a little team momentum. Flash taking a very solid win against Haya. Backho also, I've said it before, so I won't go into terrible detail in this particular instance, but I'm not a big fan of Backho. I don't like him too much. So, I won't, like I said, I won't go into details. Although, I guess I should say, sorry, Colorado, I should say that I recently heard on an interview with Nooney. Nooney, of course, the top Protoss in the United States, well, one of the top players in the United States, but definitely the top Protoss in the United States. He actually likes Backho. And when pressed further about that, he said it's because he kind of sympathizes with Backho because he's got good mechanics and does good harassment and that sort of thing, but then he'll sometimes just not quite have enough game knowledge and he'll make a bad decision and just epic fail. And so Nooney's like, well, that's what I would do if I was in his position, because Nooney has good mechanics, a good harass, and just hasn't played at the top level for long enough to know the ins and outs, I guess, according to him at least. That's what he said about his own play. And so he thinks that, if he was in the same situation, he might make the same mistakes. And so it's fun to watch Backho go through those experiences. So anyway, Backho, by the way, the red Protoss, bottom right. Luxury is in the top right, the blue Zerg. And it looks like Backho's going to get an early scout on him, which is very important in Protoss versus Zerg play.
Here's an overpull from Luxury. I think maybe Nooney is saying that because he actually secretly wants to ask Backho out. Backho is one attractive girl when he decides to cross-dress, I have to say. Just search up Lecaf dancing on YouTube if you don't believe me. The one in the black dress with the knee-high stockings is Backho, so maybe there's some ulterior motives there. But anyway, Backho is not very versatile. He does not have a good win rate against Zerg. Backho is 33% against Zerg. Luxury 56% against Protoss. This was actually the match of the week for, oh, that girl's getting harassed again, at sc2gg.com, but I think pretty much it was pretty tongue-in-cheek because everyone expects Luxury to win, especially on a really Zerg favorite map like Andromeda. Zerg definitely Andromeda is definitely Zerg favorite here against Protoss in this matchup because I think it's easy for the Zerg to pick up 4 easy gas by going to just get another expansion and just securing it fairly easily. Backho going for the Forged Fast expand. Meanwhile, I think probably overpull with speed here from Luxury. Luxury, of course, was defeated by Best last year, but Best is definitely a much higher caliber player than Backho, and Luxury managed to actually, come close to winning. He was 2-0, and then Backho had Best had a great comeback. Luxury looks like he's cutting his gas production. He's not going to start up again. Sometimes the Zerg player will actually start up again, and it will be a fake to go into fast Mulisks or something like that. The fact that they pulled off, but looks like Luxury probably is going to go for at least 2 hatcheries before taking up any further here. Probably something like a relatively standard build, probably going to get some lurkers, and then move on from there given the openings here. Luxury could also possibly go for a run-by here if Backho is not careful.
It looks like he is punting on a lot of Zerglings, actually. This is Luxury's pretty standard build, and he does this against Protoss almost all the time, and he basically kind of does the same thing against Terran usually, I believe, as well, going for quick speedlings and then going into more economy. But in this case, differing a little bit from his normal and going for a lot of Zerglings. He may just, he's shown those Zerglings to Backho now, so Backho knows that they are there. He knows there's a lot of Zerglings in the area,
so that may...
Yeah, he's got probes blocking in, and Luxury is actually running in here, going after, trying to squeeze by those probes. Very nice micro by Backho, but not quite enough. Several Zerglings getting through. 4 Zerglings finally make it without, sacrificing 6 of their brethren. But Backho, wow, all over it. Already has a cannon in his supply line. It's interesting to see that because that's kind of a It's a wow. The pylon might go down now before the cannon even
Oh,
comes in. Nope,
pylon's
there's
going
still
down.
few more hits left on the pylon. The probe's trying to stop it. The pylon does go down, so that cannon's going to be ineffectual when it comes in
Wow.
until the new pylon comes in. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. It's interesting to see. Okay, the pylon is going to come in right at the same time as that cannon, actually. Luxury not able to take out
Oh,
anything else. I don't
beautiful.
think he even got any probes or anything like that. But nicely done in
Oh, he got
general.
a few probes. He got a few probes.
Did he? Okay,
He
okay. I'm
definitely got a
sorry.
couple of probes. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I love doing this too, but when I get 4 Zerglings in, they just get killed by probes. They like take out one probe, and they just all die. That was just some beautiful micro there, by Luxury, I have to say, and just picking off the pylon. Just picking out the pylon without losing any of his Zerglings and managed to pick off a couple of probes. In the meantime, oh, Luxury is actually within range of killing the Nexus. It's going to be a race here between whether Luxury can pick off enough HP off the Nexus before he unfortunately gets in range of the cannon before the Zealot comes out. And I actually don't think there was any way for him to pick off that Nexus before the Zealot came out. Maybe if he actually had started off attacking the Nexus instead of going in for the main, he could have had a chance. But anyway, so Luxury is probably not going to be that effective. Looks like he's going to sacrifice his, well, I was going to say he's going to sacrifice his Zerglings to try to kill off a probe, but I guess he just wants to keep 2 of them alive there, and just have a permanent scout in there. So definitely, I would say definitely, Backho has been slowed down here. Ooh, Luxury not microing those Zerglings and getting them killed needlessly. Backho has been slowed down significantly, and Luxury has gone for the 3-hatch Mutalisk here. I don't know if Backho is going to be able to hold this off. This is what I love doing when I play. I love going for the 9-pool or the overpool with speed and then just going into Mutalisks. It's very effective on Andromeda, I think, because the Protoss have a tendency to get greedy on this map, and we'll see if Backho's fast expand ends up costing him the game here.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to have maybe, one Corsair out or something like that by the time the Mulists are popping at this rate. Possibly a second, depending on the timing. Didn't see exactly where that Spire was. But yeah, he may be able. Oh, the Spire's actually looks like it's pretty far along. So yeah, it's going to be really difficult for Backho to defend this. He's only got one cannon in his main. His natural is still pretty much undefended, and a robotics facility going down. Maybe if he for some reason accidentally put down a second Stargate, he might have been able to fend this off. He's going to get that probe scout killed before it's able to go in and see this Spire. So Backho is in huge, huge trouble. Yeah, he's going to get it. Oh, he's not even building a Corsair immediately. The Corsair is probably gonna pop out and run up there, and just as the Mutalisks are coming out, there's going to be one Corsair coming out. Oh, I'm just going to go scout and see if he's got a Spire. I don't think he's expecting a Spire this quickly. It's a little uncharacteristic for players to get that cannon in their main. It turned out to be a good thing. Usually players will count on um, holding those Zerglings off. So at least he does have that. And now another cannon in his main. He may suspect that it's a possibility, and he wants to be at least a little bit prepared for it. The Corsair is going to meet those Mutalisks halfway, flying by each other. He knows he's going to need that Corsair back at home. He's going to bring it back. It's going to get Scourged, though, in a minute. This does not look good at all for Backho.
It's going to come down to some micro here. Cannon's warping in here, and so Backho's responding correctly, of course. What the Protoss wants to do in this situation is just cannon up. Luxury not even bothering the micro. Actually, micro will probably be a mistake here. He's just running in, and Backho with some nice moves there, getting a couple of Scourge picked off, but both of the cannons now go down. I think this is going to be a good game here. I'm not sure what Backho can do. He's got another starport going up, another Stargate going up, rather, but with some nice, moves there, managing to get all the Scourge picked off without landing any on the Corsairs, but it's still just 2 Corsairs here, and I think Luxury is going to be able to do a lot more damage here before Backho really has enough Corsairs to chase him out of the base. And wow, yeah, just look at the oversaturation at their natural expansion. Backho, despite saving most of his probes, is not going to be able to mine, obviously, in his main, so his resource count is going to be much lower. And oh, wow, I love this play from the Zerg here. He is going back and forth, and he's going to switch to Hydralisks, which are obviously very powerful against the static defense. That's the only thing keeping Backho's, well, that's the only thing Backho has, basically, is just Corsairs and a couple of cannons in the front. So this switch, I think, will end up proving fatal for Backho. This is what July did against The Rock. Admittedly, The Rock's not the best player, but it worked perfectly against him on the same map, Andromeda, last year in the OSL, or last season, rather.
Yeah, this is just beautifully played by Luxury. There's nothing Backho can do about this at all. Here they come. The Zerglings coming in here. Zerglings, Hydralisks, uh, Mutalisks all over the place as well. Ton of Corsairs in the air. They're going to take out the Mutalisks, but it's not going to do
Yeah.
crap against the
Good
Hydralisks.
sacrifice.
Last cannons there. Yeah, good sacrifice there. Corsairs now confused, not sure what exactly they can do at this point. They're like, well, let's go see what's going on at the Zerg base
G-Web.
while our base goes down. And that was just beautifully done. I mean, he did that harassment with the Mutalisks, and that was, I mean, he had to put up a second Stargate to deal with the Mutas instead of putting down ZZO from Backho, his usual. He had to put down a second Stargate instead of Robotics Support Bay, and didn't have anything to stop the ground forces. So, nicely done on Luxury. He just, that was like playing a game of chess where he knew exactly what was going to happen 20 moves down the line, and Backho was just thinking about saving his pieces in the next 2 moves or something like that. Luxury just outplayed him the entire way.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, even had Backho had, map hack right then, the moment say he had map hacks, the moment the Spire went up, there was nothing he could do. The only way he could react was to get those Corsairs to deal with the Mutas, and then when the Hydralisk came out, there was just nothing he could do. I mean, the only tech option that would have helped him, of course, is Templar, which are good against both Mutalisks and Hydralisks, but he decided to go for Sair Reaver. He just didn't expect this kind of a fast Muta build here, and fast Mutas will kill Corsair Reaver pretty easily if you aren't scouted, and Luxury with that run by and then followed by the fast Mutas is just a great Zerg versus Protoss combination, especially on Andromeda. And I think pretty much KTF is a 2-0 right now, so Jadong is playing the next game though, and he's gonna need to hold up for his team to force a game 4.
Yeah, that was I think that was part of it too, is that early speedling, going for the run by and everything, put a lot of pressure on Backho very early on and caused them to be behind in tech as the game progressed, and that's obviously what ended up losing in the game. So yeah, it's going to be up to Jadong. I think Lecaf is probably going to be happy that of all people to defend them when they're down 2-0, it's going to be Jadong, but we shall see. In fact, let's just move on to the next game.
Good game.